I can't even say I told you so here because I didn't even predict that this was the thing that would happen in my original TikTok shop video.
That's it. That's my intro.
Hi, I'm Amanda. You're watching Swell Entertainment, and today we are talking about TikTok shop. Again, I previously did a TikTok shop video a few months ago, right around the time it started, before they introduced the shopping feed onto the TikTok home feed of the app. So like when you're on the app and you're swiping through the For You page, you got the For You page, shopping, following, and then on some people you get STEM. I get STEM. A couple people don't get STEM. They only get shopping. I don't know what dictates who gets STEM and who doesn't. The STEM videos are just vaguely connected to STEM, like most of the time. For me, it's usually just chaotic, like weird craft videos that I guess is STEM because they're like doing experiments, technically. I don't know. But there was a few bits of speculation that is like, oh, guys are getting STEM and girls are getting shopping. No, as far as I can tell, everyone is getting shopping because of course they are. But really quick, let me first tell you about the sponsor of today's video, Squarespace. I use Squarespace to help set up and continue to run my website, swellentertainment.com, and it's perfect to help you get started with yours today. They have tons of flexible website templates, and with Fluid Engine, you can customize any part of the website that you want, build an email list, and set up campaigns. You can set up or revamp your online store, even sell custom merch, or you can even just set up your site to have a portfolio and gallery for all of your work or social media posts. Go to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/swellentertainment to get 10% off your first order of a website or domain. Thank you again to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. Now, after my video on TikTok shop, I went through and I completely disabled my TikTok shop. I took everything down. I took down the videos associated with TikTok shop. It didn't stop TikTok from trying to get me to participate in TikTok shop and participate in the sales and all of that. I've never bought for anything from TikTok shop because I have not been tempted to buy anything from TikTok shop. But basically my beliefs around it still stand from my original video. If you haven't previously bought from that reputable company, I wouldn't buy it from TikTok shop, basically. There were companies that were selling their products directly through TikTok shop, their specific products. And then there was also a lot of dupes and some counterfeit goods that were speculated to be being sold on TikTok shop. And that's what brings us here today, because a few days ago, TikTok went through and did a mass sweep, it seems, of the sellers on TikTok shop specifically, and hit them with a bunch of copyright claims that got their shops taken down and them essentially booted out of TikTok shop. I didn't predict this. I didn't think that people were going to start engaging in illegal selling behavior on this miscellaneous QVC-esque transition to this platform. I didn't even come to the conclusion that, you guys would be like, oh, this is how I'm going to make $1 bajillion and start selling drop ship products from AliExpress and other various random sites as a wholesaler via TikTok shop to make your money, and then have influencers and random people who aren't influencers but are acting like influencers because everyone's an influencer now on TikTok because of TikTok shop, and start making them peddle your products so that you can make money. But these are all like fake products of copyright written products from like massive brands. You guys didn't just do this with like little tiny brands or like little generic brands. You guys were like, oh my God, why buy a Stanley Cup when you can buy this Stanley Cup dupe? I didn't even think about that. Why would I? I would assume you guys would be smarter than that, but I guess I was wrong. And that sounds harsh, but I really don't get how any of you thought this was a good idea. Usually I try to be like really understanding and like, okay, I get it. I can see the thought process. I don't see it. I don't know why you thought this was a good idea. And now I'm seeing like the backlash and like the response, and people are crying on TikTok and they're upset. And I'm like, I don't feel bad for you. I don't know how you thought this was going to end. I don't know where you thought this was going to go. Like, I want to be sympathetic, but I really can't because it doesn't make sense to me, like how you got to this point. And I'm seeing some people who are being ridiculous and they're like, well, why didn't TikTok tell them? I assume that they thought, oh, that reputable sellers were going to be selling, but who knows? Because it's TikTok and they don't care, but like, TikTok does not protect you the same way that YouTube doesn't protect me from re-uploading copyrighted content. They are protective, I believe. I'm assuming TikTok falls under safe harbor. So they have no choice but to get rid of your copyrighted content. In some of these instances, these people are children, but a lot of the ones I'm seeing, these people are adults and you should know better. So like I said, like what seemingly happened is TikTok did a sweep and copyright claimed a ton of products for counterfeit products and people's wholesalers' TikTok shop. After my video originally came out on the original TikTok shop is infecting the infection of TikTok shop or whatever. I basically I started getting messages from people telling me that like, yeah, a bunch of small businesses are not receiving the payouts that they are supposed to be getting from TikTok Shop. Or what was happening is that with the discounts, they were actually getting eaten out of their product margins versus TikTok eating the cost, which never really made sense to me. I assumed that it was basically TikTok Shop was doing what Instagram shopping had done, where remember when Instagram for like a year-ish they had centralized shopping over Reels and all this stuff and photos, and they were like trying to become a shopping platform, mainly because they were annoyed that like they weren't seeing a cut of the influencer money and all of that, which is basically what TikTok Shop is. These platforms eventually get annoyed that like big creators start finding ways to monetize off platform outside of the control of the platform or outside of a cut for the platform. And that's why you start seeing TikTok does this as well, allegedly, with sponsored content, which basically they suppress anything that has the hashtag ad or the like, even though you do have to have a hashtag ad due to FTC guidelines, which you have to be doing, I swear to God, but you have to disclose that you are being sponsored for a product or that you were gifted something and all of that. They allegedly suppress those so that the company that sponsored you, the creator, that they are inclined to pay for the promotion to promote that video as a paid promotion for TikTok. And that way the video is going to get more views, but no one actually likes those promotion videos. Typically it ends up to your account getting banned or not banned, blocked by viewers because they're like, this is stupid. I don't like this. Who's this creator? Why are you showing me an ad when I'm trying to watch dancing videos or smashing videos, like the cup smashing, glass smashing? And so they find the account and then they block them. So if you do that on TikTok, make sure that the brand pays you more because there's a likelihood you're going to see a block percentage go up. Anyways, these companies don't like when you make money outside the platform. So TikTok Shop, the same way that YouTube shopping. Hi, Daddy YouTube. Thank you guys for paying my bills. I will still criticize certain business moves you make, where it's like, let's see how much money we can get from promoting these products. And that's what TikTok wanted because I bought it on Amazon. Amazon made me buy it. TikTok made me buy it. It was a very popular trend that led to TikTok Shop. And now TikTok Shop is infecting the platform. Okay. Now I didn't realize that quite a bit of counterfeit fake products were being sold via TikTok Shop because not long after my video, I did block the words and hashtags TikTok Shop, eligible for commission and things like that because I was really sick of seeing those videos and it was every other video. And in some instances, people were paying to promote their own videos so that they could get more of the percentage of that money. And I don't even know if that was worth it, frankly, for them to do that financially speaking, but whatever. I still got a lot. And like I said, a lot of them were paid promotion. So it doesn't matter if you block an account. If they do a paid promotion, I believe there's still a possibility that you could see that video or a video from that account if they do a paid promotion. Also, TikTok does this really weird thing where they have unblocked people that I have blocked. And I don't block them for any particular reason. It's that I block them because TikTok shows me their videos too often. And I'm just like, it's not you. This is just annoying. And it's TikTok's fault. And they unblock the video later for whatever reason. I don't know why they do that or what's in it for them to do that. But that's what's been happening. I had seen a few videos. It would be something like, why buy this here when it's on sale with this coupon on TikTok Shop type of thing is what I was seeing quite a bit. And that was always like a red flag to me, but it was mainly like, how are any of these accounts, these sellers, making money if these TikTok sales are constantly happening? Or how is TikTok making the money? There's no such thing as a free lunch. Someone has to be eating the cost of something in this seller-buyer platform dynamic. And it never made sense to me. It still doesn't make sense to me in a lot of regards. And there's a few sellers that I have reached out to that have they had a company prior to TikTok Shop. They were a reputable seller beforehand. I know that they are the face of their brand and they are the face of the TikTok Shop itself. So I can see the trend as to who is selling what and see that this is a legitimate seller. This is not a counterfeit product because it is quite literally their product. I reached out to a couple of them. None of them have gotten back to me, whether they don't see their messages or they don't want to talk about their business. I get it.
There is no way you got away with selling the devil's lettuce on TikTok. Oh, but I did. Let's not even go into how bad that is yet. How did you do that? Oh, I didn't say that's what I was selling. I said I was selling a hoodie. What? So in the shop, I put hoodie bundle, and that's what I said was for sale, and I put a picture of a hoodie. But in my videos on my page, I straight up told my customers what they were buying when they bought the hoodie. Have you been selling this to children? I don't know, man. I don't care. I just get the money and I ship it out. Oh, you ship it? You ship it to other states? Oh yeah, all over Texas, New Mexico, Colorado, North Dakota. Stop. You have no idea the federal laws that you've just broken. Stop now, please.
This is Zeal, goes by he, they pronouns. Zealzabub. Zeal's made quite a few videos, kind of making little comical edits about like, oh, this is what the seller is probably thinking. And then here's the reality of like what the situation actually is. Like allegedly, I didn't see this. I wish I had seen this because I would have been like, are you stupid?
I sell vape and tobacco products on the TikTok shop, but I thought that was banned. You can't sell tobacco and vape on the TikTok shop. Technically, you can't. So I'm not selling a vape. I'm selling a strawberry raspberry necklace. Can you explain that to me, please? Yes, of course. Honestly, it's one of my best thoughts I've ever had. It's made me so much money. So yeah, you're not allowed to sell vapes or tobacco in the TikTok shop. So I just clipped it to a really cheap necklace that I get for 10 cents, the ones, from the Mardi Gras parades, and I called it a necklace. It's amazing. Now there's no age restrictions about who can buy it, and I can just ship it everywhere, and it's because it's a necklace. It's not a necklace, and you are a very, very bad person.
Depending on the substance of the vape, well, it's selling to children as well. That's if that's real, I have no sympathy for you. Like, what do you mean you were doing that? I was making money. I was making bank. Are you kidding me? Maybe it's because I live in California and weed has been legalized here for a while, at least on the state level. And I've had multiple friends who've worked in dispensaries and things like that, where I'm like, I'm pretty familiar with like what you can and can't do with nicotine products, smoke products, weed, okay, all of that. But surely there's some form of common sense that like in a state where it might be illegal, you cannot just sell things on the internet. There's a level of common sense, level of, oh, this is probably illegal. There's probably a reason no one has done this before and that I'm the only one doing it. Surely there's a level of that makes you think, maybe I should not do this.
Woke up this morning to my TikTok shop being deactivated.
Last night, my shop was one of the thousands that TikTok shut down.
If your shop was closed last night at around 3 a.m., please leave me a note in the comments because I'm going to try to make a list of all of the shops that were closed last night, specifically for copycat reasons and getting 48 violation points.
The 48 violations, I believe, are allegedly 48 copyright claim violations or violations against your shop in relation to the products themselves. Seemingly, this was like a raid and they did it in the middle of the night and they just like swept a bunch of TikTok shops in one go. A bunch of people said unfairly taken down. Again, you were on a platform that you do not work for. TikTok Shop is the venue in which your little store is like just kind of set up at, your little storefront is set up at. The same way that YouTube is just the platform that my videos are posted on, okay, and where my audience is. I don't own YouTube. I don't work for YouTube. I don't pay taxes to YouTube. They take their cut because that is what they do because I am operating on their site, okay? Same thing goes with TikTok with selling. They don't have to give you technically any good reasons for taking down your site. The same way that YouTube doesn't technically have to give me valid reasons for taking down my channel. They could do it and I could say that that was unfair, that was a false violation, all this stuff, but they don't necessarily have to listen to it because I am one person. They are a platform. They are a business, that type of thing. I am basically like leasing channel space, essentially. Same with TikTok Shop. The 48 violations are intentional though. There's a reason that everyone got more than 48 violations, even if they had, let's say, 2 products, but I haven't been able to find anyone who just like, oh, I only really sold 2 products. I'm sure there are some. Let's say there were in fact hundreds or someone said thousands. I don't think it was thousands. I'm sure it was just hundreds. But it seems like thousands because in the moment you want to catastrophize the situation. And it's like, oh my God, there's thousands of us that were, had our sites ripped away and all this stuff. Why did I get 48? I shouldn't have gotten 48. They gave you 48 intentionally. They wanted your site shut down so that they are not liable for if someone gets injured, if a child buys marijuana from you or a vape product, okay? If Taylor Swift decides, hey, why is TikTok allowing all of these shops to sell my face on a backpack, a t-shirt, what have you? They don't want to be liable for that. And so I'm assuming all of this falls under safe harbor particularly. Safe harbor is part of the copyright thing where it's basically like the platform is too large to realistically police every single video or thing that is uploaded to their site. YouTube falls under this as well. But however, once a DMCA takedown copyright claim is made, okay, for whatever reason, then they, in order to maintain safe harbor, they have to follow that procedure and basically oblige that DMCA takedown. We have seen that with channels for copyrights and things like that. TikTok, this is the first time I've seen it like on this mass scale like this, but I believe that this is all falling under safe harbor as well. And this is TikTok's way of protecting themselves and everyone else on the platform who is not selling counterfeit goods.
I feel bad for them people that lost their TikTok shop. Come on. Like, let's be serious. We understand why it happened. We get the why, but it's still fucking terrible. You wake up right before the holidays and thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars, you've now been locked out of. Now, I'll be the first to fucking say there's a couple of things that I wish I bought before the crackdown, but I didn't. But that sucks for the families of these people. I understand that not everybody has the money for licensing, but that's why you do that shit on Canal Street. You do that shit out your house on a Cricket. You don't get on the internet and show that shit. This shirt, right? I bought it for my anniversary at Universal Studios. Obviously, this is The Simpsons. And yeah, there's the whole IP shit, but there's also the fact that you're responsible to your consumer. So because Mo owns a tavern and he's holding a beer, when I got this shirt, there was a big ass sticker that said must be 21 to purchase or own this shirt. And I hate it. I hate it for everyone who's involved who wasn't a bad actor and might have just put Hello Kitty on something they shouldn't have. But maybe y'all should go bother those bad actors because TikTok is responsible for everybody that they have on the TikTok shop.
People are bringing up how much money they had in the TikTok shop for their shop at the time of the shutdown. And they can't hold that money. That's not okay. They're not letting me have my 3,000, my 7,000, my 20,000, what have you. One, they absolutely can keep that money because one, it was money made illegally on their platform. And if there is anything that happens, who knows what they'll do with the money, okay? It's a company. I wouldn't say they have a right to keep it, but they do not have to give it back to you. That's not how that works. You don't get a say in what happens with the money that you obtained through illegal means, whether you claim to know that it was illegal or not. And not knowing that something was illegal to do does not protect you from you receiving consequences for the illegal activity. In some instances, I would be thankful that they just are keeping the money. I know it sounds awful for me to say if you were relying on that money, that you should be thankful that they're just keeping the money, but be glad that they're not coming after you otherwise, okay, legally. Again, some instances, if you've spent more than federally, what counts as grand theft or illegal funds? I think it's 20,000. 10,000, and that's the entire time you've been on TikTok shop. If they decide that you have attained money illegally, they can just kind of start going through all of your assets, including your legally gotten assets. They can go through your car, your home, your apartment, your Squishmallow collection. I don't know. They can go through it all. So in some instances, if I were you, I would delete the entirety of my presence. I would document what I could for whatever you think you have the right to save and document, but I would nuke my account, frankly, to protect yourself. What little protection you still have available to you. Hope for the best. Hope they don't sue you, okay? Hope that the government, the IRS, all of that is not coming after you. Because some of you, I worry about taxes. I go back and forth on this because some people were like, well, TikTok should tell people that they need to pay taxes. The creator fund, okay, I get it. In the state of California, I believe it's over $600. If you've made it over that, then you have to report that basically. I have to file my taxes. I have to report my taxes. I pay self-income tax and all that. I now have an LLC, so that's a whole separate thing. We're dealing with that this year. But when you start making a business, and in this instance, this isn't just content creators, they're making content at the same time. So I can understand why someone may think that that's like, oh, well, I'm self-employed, so like I'm focusing on that. Once you are acting as a wholesaler and actually selling things via TikTok shop, that becomes a whole different level of business. And you need to have a business license. You need to have money set aside for taxes and all of that. You need to be prepared for things like that. Now, this is not the video to educate you on that because I am not the person to educate you on what you need specifically for your business. But I would not be shocked if most of these people that are like, why are they keeping my money, have also not been setting money aside from taxes, have not been prepared for taxes. Zeal made a joke video talking about how someone was like, well, the sales tax, that's taxes.
Are you paying taxes? No, of course I am. When my customer pays, there's the taxes. I can see it. The customer pays and it says the tax. Do you think the sales tax is income tax? You just said 2 types of taxes?
I don't know if that's true. And if someone actually said that, I'm genuinely scared because no, sales taxes is not the taxes that you just pay for operating a business. That's just the state sales tax, basically. That's something separate. But you were selling counterfeit products. Why would I think that you were, abiding by the laws of federal income and state taxes and all of that? So I don't know why I'm on this topic.
And I do want to leave you with one last thing. There is such a thing as buying a license for these products. Yeah, it's going to cost you a lot of money to do so, but if you do it right, your account won't be shut down. Let me know in the comment section if you are going through this. I'm not. My products are all original on my TikTok shop. I'll even put one down below.
The video you just saw is from Joey Contino, but in the comment section, someone made a good note. Yes, TikTok had a webinar yesterday and even said in the webinar, they don't allow drop shipping from overseas. I'm assuming people know what drop shipping is, but basically it's finding a product that's dirt cheap and mass produced from Alibaba, AliExpress, etc., and then branding it as your own and reselling it. Technically, the branding as your own doesn't necessarily need to happen. Basically, your site is just the middleman. Stores that do this, that are professional dropshippers, they usually have an algorithm or an AI or something that does the buying of the product and then shipping it themselves. And this can take forever. Delayed shipping times, things like that. You cannot attest to the quality of the product. You cannot usually attest to the quality of the safety of the product, the packaging, what have you, what it actually looks like based on the images that you see. You can hope for it because you order it to yourself, but that's really it, okay? And I'm not shocked that TikTok is like, no, stop it. Especially when you are selling already existing IPs, or you are branding something that you bought cheap with an existing IP, or you are straight up selling knockoff products, okay? We've talked about this previously. These are now classified as counterfeits. Even if you brand it as a dupe specifically, you were like, oh yeah, why buy this when you can buy this one instead on the TikTok shop? It's cheaper. I see that a lot. That is illegal, besties, and stop trying to sell it through other means. Okay, you just Venmo me and then I'll ship it to you. Good luck moving that product, okay? Figure something else out, but you gotta stop. I agree with the point that there were some legitimate small business owners, okay, who lost their shop in this sweep. And I'm sure a lot of it did have to do with AI because there's too many counts. It's too coordinated, I guess is the word, for it to be a manual shutdown of a lot of these accounts. However, in some instances, looking at the products where it's like, I don't know why my account was taken down. My logo's the logo. I don't know why it was called for copycat. And then I look at their products and I can see that they are clearly using random clip art images. That does fall. Someone owns that copyright. Not all of it is public domain. You may assume it is, but that doesn't mean that it is. Okay, so there are some instances where these small business owners are losing their shops and they're losing their money. And that is, I do feel bad for the people who just got caught up in this for whatever reason, but typically there is something. And sometimes it comes down to simply the name. One of the comment sections is like, oh, but like wax melt accounts are getting taken down as well. It's like, yeah, you shouldn't have named it Vanilla Taylor's version or something like that, Like, I believe Taylor's version is currently copyrighted, okay, for Miss Swiftie, okay? And so there's certain things where you may not think that it's a big deal, but then it is, okay? And so TikTok doesn't have the ability to sit there, the ability, the time, the patience, the even legal requirement to sit there and be like, but is there nuance for this shop selling this product potentially illegally? Or are we just going to protect ourselves, protect every other shop in our shop, every other user on this platform, and just take it down for this one account? At the end of the day, I want to say you're not special, but I don't think that works here. It's something as simple as like, it's not a target to you specifically. You are just one of the many that got lumped into this, I think, more than anything. And you can try and argue against it. You can try and, I think, make a lawsuit. But basically, one, I want to know why you left money in there in the first place. Some people were like, why did they leave $7,000? Some people left over $7,000 in there. I don't know if it's the same as like the TikTok shop and not TikTok shop, the TikTok beta program and all of that, where it takes a certain amount of time to actually get cut out each month. If it was the means of like, oh, I can transfer it out at the end of each week, or I have to wait on each day, I would never trust a selling platform like that where it takes like that type of setup. I wouldn't trust that, frankly, especially one like TikTok. There's certain things with TikTok where it's like, it's been well documented and reported by content creators, business owners, celebrities, what have you. Some of the questionable things they have done in relation to the Creator Fund, the beta program, various other initiatives that they have done for making money. So why would you assume that the TikTok shop, they're suddenly going to develop, the moral high ground and be totally up and up? Okay. I don't know why you would assume that. At a certain point, naivete is not an excuse for bad business. It's not an excuse for not protecting yourself. It's not an excuse for doing illegal activity. On one part, if you are a legitimate small business owner and you were legitimately making your product from start to finish, or this is your product entirely, you've been doing business forever and you just got onto TikTok shop for whatever reason, I feel bad for you if this is what you got caught up in. If you are at all using any form of copyrighted product, IP, or if you were straight up selling counterfeit goods under the guise of like, oh, look, it's cheaper here, and trying to pass it off as your own for whatever reason, I don't feel sympathy for you, because it's like, you should know better. I still can't get over people being like, well, did TikTok tell them? It's not TikTok's job to educate you on how you can make money on their platform. That is not their job. They, again, are the marketplace. You are the seller. The onus is on you to sort yourself out, okay? And sort out your business, because each state is different. Each country is different. As far as the people that have been doing TikTok shops still, they're gonna keep doing it. As far as like not the sellers, the actual like people that are like using it to make money as an affiliate and all of that. I hope you're happy pitching yourself like QVC, all this stuff. It's like, I don't know, break it up once in a while. There's a few creators that do it that I still follow, that I follow on TikTok, who do like regularly promote products on TikTok shop. And it's not their own products or anything like that, but they kind of sprinkle it in, they work it in. It's not just being like, oh my God, this is the greatest lip gloss ever from Summer Fridays. They're not doing that constantly. They kind of mix up the means of doing that. And that's just personally how I like to consume my random miscellaneous content from hot girls on TikTok. Typically, if I see eligible for commission, I'm swiping. It's so constant on TikTok. Gosh, just show me your dinner. Walk me through what you ordered. Do that instead. I'm more intrigued by that now than these shorts that are just so perfect and wonderful, and they're on sale on TikTok shop. And oh my God, there's a coupon. And even some of the business products that the business shops that I follow for whatever reason, because I like their product and I want to see like how they use it, how they do this, any research they've done, any new products, things like that. The amount of TikTok shop videos that those companies are doing now is getting on my nerves. I've unfollowed a few of them because I was just like, you're pissing me off now. I'm done. This is still an unfolding situation. As far as I can tell, I don't think any more shops have been taken down since that raid a few nights ago at the time of me recording this. I think you should be grateful that it was TikTok that took you down and not another company, and not Coach, and not Taylor Swift, and not Disney, and not, Chanel or Herschel or Stanley Cup and all this stuff, okay? And not the federal government, okay? Because you were selling vape products to children across state lines. I think you should be grateful that it was just TikTok that just nuked your shop, okay? And that they didn't just completely block your whole account, because I'm shocked that that's typically what happens, is they just nuke your whole account. But instead they just nuked your shop for whatever reason. I get it. Losing that amount of money is awful, and that's a bummer. But like, you don't get to decide what happens with the illegal funds once you get called out for the illegal shenanigans, okay? And that's kind of it. Are you on TikTok shop? Have you bought on TikTok shop? Have you sold on TikTok shop? Have you sold illegal products on TikTok shop and you want to talk to me about it? Let me know. Comment down below. Even if it's just calling me a bitch for not being sympathetic to you selling non-human safe glass products or whatever it was, okay? Or tumblers or something. Let me know. Comment down below. Reminder of the podcast, the Swell Entertainment podcast. Reminder that Swell Entertainment is now available on Spotify. This episode will be available tomorrow. Reminder that I am now streaming on Twitch. Reminder, I have merch linked down below. Shout out to my patrons. Thank you so much for supporting me on Patreon. If you did also support me on Patreon, leave us down below. Like to follow me on social media. That'll be up here. And that's going to be a have all the day. Goodbye. It's not fair that I got 48 claims. You got 48 claims specifically because they wanted to shut down your site. That was incredibly intentional. Yes. It might not seem fair, but they are in fact allowed to do that. The point is to take down your shop.
Abby, Adira, Amy, Andrew, Angel, Aslan, Cameron, Corey, Donnie, Elliot, Glenn, Goth, Jasmine, Kenny, Lauren, Literal, Madeline, Mae West, Medic, Micah, Michael, Nathan, Palace, Pink, QWERTY, Rachel, Randy, Robert, Rosie, Ryan, Sam, Skylar, Tasha, Tenzin, Thomas, Heavenly, Victor, Winter, Zwink.